Welcome to Caching Waves. This is your Elliott Wave update for MANTA. Now this isn't all the price history on this chart. There's a spike on the original price action that goes up here from quite low, like so. So trying to come up with a count on this chart. I took a short yesterday, if you saw that trade setup. I bought the 382.50 and the 618, or I sold. So I'm slightly underwater right now, not much, but my average price is the 50 right here. Stop at this high. But looking at this chart, I was really expecting us to drop from this ABC right in this area. This one right here, I wanted to see continuation to the downside. Reason being is when a ending diagonal completes, we expect a fast drop to the downside. Another thing you keep in mind, this is why I use fib time once again, is you usually want a one-to-one extension of the wave down, which was right in that pocket where we would have expected this to continue to the downside. We've almost come past the 2.618 extension in time of that wave down. So it's starting to not look good that this count is accurate. So I'm still in this trade, but I'm going to consider flipping to the long side, and I'll show you why. Let me back out to the 15-minute. So we had a wave up over here, and then we also had a three-wave pattern here. So what I'm considering, the fact that could be happening, is we could actually be moving correctively to the upside, and there's a wave here. So I'm considering the fact that this could be a W wave. We completed an X wave here, and we're working on a Y to the upside. Measured this one out, it could be considered a diagonal ending here too, which would complete a C wave off the first spike that was over here. This is just all the history on the chart. That's why you can't see it. It's only been around for like over a week. So based on that scenario, I'm still in this trade, but it pretty much has to break like now. It's at the 786. I just explained to you that fib time. This here is a three wave. So I thought we had a 1, 2. We're going to make some sort of diagonal here. And we didn't get it. So I have to consider the fact that this count as a diagonal is potentially inaccurate, because as soon as we break this trend line, we would expect a fast break to the downside after a diagonal is complete. And we have to pay attention to the reaction in that area, which we did not get. So what I'm considering is this could actually be an A wave to the upside. We're either in a B or completed our B, and we're looking for our C wave up in 5 waves. And this is an ABC, ABC. And that's how we correct to the upside and keep moving. So if that was the case, we'd be expecting a one-to-one extension to the upside here. This candle doesn't exist on the other charts, so I'm not pulling from that one. There's just not a lot of liquidity in the charts. So if that panned out, I would be expecting a one-to-one up to around 446. That would be my target. I'm not even sure if I want to take this yet. I might bail out of this trade shortly. I'll show you down on the 5-minute what I would look for. So this fib was pulled from this last wave. And again, in the alternate scenario, if this is off the table and it doesn't drop right now, pretty much, this would be an A, working on or completed a B, looking for our C wave at the one-to-one. And there is a pretty good trade to the upside if it ends up panning out. So what I'm looking at here, my stop is still at this high. Need to see what happens right here in this area within the next couple hours. I'll be watching it in real time. And what I see from the bottom here is a 3, 3, 3. So that could be a wave 1 of 5 in the C wave. This is a double zigzag here. So this is the trouble. This is why you always hear my videos like B waves are so difficult when they start with 3. If they start with 5, easy. But when they start with 3 waves, very difficult. Because if we're moving to the upside, and this is a completed A wave, we could be getting an A. This could chop up into 3 waves, come up to this expanded area, which I marked off, come back down, make a flat, in which case we'd obviously get that C wave. This could also make a triangle. This could also make a flat from here, a 3-3, and this turns into 5 waves to the downside because we've already passed the 70%. So very difficult spot to trade. But what I'll do, because I do see a potential diagonal here, is I'll be paying attention to what happens right here in this area. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Remember, this is a potential diagonal to the upside, and this would be our top. We're currently above this trend line on linear, but not on log. So what I would look for in this area, let me just remove this for a moment. Is a sideways channel. If we get a sideways channel like so, or even just a regular channel as well, it can be angled down a little bit, but something to that nature where we don't make any impulsive moves to the downside in this area, and we're challenging this high. I would wait for this correction. Like I said, it can come a little bit lower, a little bit of an angle, but it's not like impulsive to the downside like this wave. Something like this. I will wait for this ABC to pan out. And if I see this, I'll probably bail on my trade on the C wave rather than letting my stop run. But I will take a trigger position above the B wave, wherever that is. It can be up here, can be a little lower, right? Wherever that B wave is, I'll make the market come to me, trigger me into that order, and my stop will go wherever the C wave is, how far that comes. As long as I see a nice sideways consolidation. And I'd be targeting up at that 450 area, that 1-to-1 extension. So it's a nice little trade. Or you can just avoid this trade altogether. This is not financial advice. This is just what I'm considering doing. I'm not even saying I'm doing that or anything right now. But there is that possibility. And the more we grind sideways in this area and push for that higher high, remember we're already at the 786 of this move to the downside, the more likely that is to happen. So this is what you do when Elliott Wave isn't working on your original trade. You don't just sit back and avoid it and don't look at it. You say, what else can be happening here? And this one seems pretty clear that this can easily be happening as a diagonal, get sideways, and we take off. So that's what I'm going to do. Wait for this correction to pan out. It could be smaller than this. It could happen quickly. Could be just like that. But I will wait for that to happen. I want to see it kind of sideways, nothing impulsive to the downside in a 3-wave move. And I will buy the trigger of the B wave. Stop goes at that C. And then I'll be able to adjust once I see. Like if we come up to this pocket, the B wave area for a flat, which is right here, and we look like we're rejecting hard, I might bail out of this trade that I entered and look to re-enter a little bit lower. But if we get something like that, that's pretty bullish. But anyways, I just wanted to let you know what my thoughts were on this. I don't think the short looks the greatest anymore. It needs to happen like right now if it's going to drop. Otherwise, I will most likely bail out of this once we get a okay correction in this area. And if it just takes off from here, which is also possible, but I just don't see any good setup there, then I'll just get stopped out of this trade and I would probably miss this one. All right, guys, so that's it for Manta. It is looking bullish as long as we get this sideways correction. But once again, my trade plan, wait for this to pan out. Could be smaller than this, but I will wait for that ABC to pan out, and my trigger buy, which means the market triggers me in, will be above the B wave, and my stop will go at the C. Okay, so that's it for Manta. I hope I didn't overcomplicate things here. I just wanted to show you in real time how we look at a count and say it's not doing what I expected. What else can be happening? And this is what I see. We'd be moving correctively to the upside. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.